Reaching 11:29 on 07:15 is crazy work. What? What are we talking about? You read very fast. We only have one more chapter planned today, and it's about 30 minutes for your information. Oh, thanks. He forgot. There was a big long number at some point. What does that got to do with what we just saw? The code on the door in episode 3 is 11:29:07:15. That's 2 dates. What's 07:15 today is July 15th. Battler's birthday and the witch revived. Oh, so it's the day the witch revived and Battler's birthday? And Battler's birthday today? Oh man, that's fucking spooky as hell. What the fuck? Why was Battler's birthday on the door? Did chat just spoil something by accident because it's today? You know what? It's worth it that it was, considering the date today. No, it's already been said. No. Has it been said that the 2 dates on the door were Battler's birthday and the day the witch revived? That's what I mean. Like, I wasn't making that connection. I wasn't even thinking about that. And now Chad has said it, and now I am thinking about that. That's what I mean. It's okay, don't worry about it. That is the end of my tale. Oh, is that all? But aren't the next 2 years pretty fun? You don't need them. After all, we've heard the past games about your inner conflict and how you suffered. You don't need to say any more. You mean the conflict of the furniture with incomplete souls? There was a duel. The result had almost been decided. However, the year 1986 was incredibly merciless. I'll bet you cursed your fate. Yes. If it had been 1 year sooner, or else 1 year later, the duel would have been settled, though the way it got settled would have been different. Silently, Claire hung her head. If only I'd been given time, or else if I hadn't been given time to worry. I hate everything. Why did it have to be 1986? Why does Genji call himself furniture? Does he? He does, right? At some point Genji calls himself furniture, right? Why does Genji call himself furniture? Oh, thank you, Terraflop, for the 10 gift subs. Thank you very much, Terraflop. Many gift subs from you. Thank you very much, Terraflop. Apparently it's piano time. I decided to abandon control over everything. Abandon control? I like the ceremony in which I inherited everything from the previous head. I decided to abandon myself to the fate known as a miracle. It may be more accurate to say that I abandoned myself to the choice of the roulette. We could not even decide our own fate, so we let fate decide everything for us. Perhaps one of us will find what they seek, or perhaps all will be joined and released, or perhaps someone will put a stop to this folly. No matter which fate the roulette shows, I plan to obey its ruling. I will not resist fate. After all, whenever I have tried in the past, fate has always been heartless to me. Claire hung her head and let a single tear drop down. Humans will carelessly say that people possess infinite possibilities. However, the Endless Witch knows how limited those possibilities really are. So out of her limited fate, she tried to create the infinite. By entrusting her fate to God, she tried to create the infinite. However, this did not mean that she was resigned to her fate. She spun the roulette of fate with an unshakable and uncertain will. A certain fate where absolutely no one could escape if the epitaph was not solved. She sealed off the island with it, herself included. She just made the storm. October 4th and 5th, 1986 were sealed away by an absolute and certain will. And she abandoned herself to that short span of time and the one fate out of many that would be chosen on that island. And now, my confession is over. Isn't that enough to place my motive for the crime? If you still do not know, I will say no more. It's not as though anyone could understand my heart anyway. Alright, Ryukushi. Yep. Yeah, there's no need to say anymore. I could stand to hear a little more. Leon, after watching how I have wandered through a dead end of fate, do you see how great a hope you are to me? I'm a different possible you. The happiness you live in makes me jealous, but even more overwhelmed with happiness. The future you represent was a possible one. Right now, that fact alone is my salvation. Please live with enough happiness for the both of us. I'm glad I got to meet you once. At the end, you have my thanks, Lady Berncastle. No, I'm just carrying out your funeral. There's no need to thank me. Well, it's about time to end this. It's about time to send the dead to the land of the dead. Yes, this is my funeral after all. It's time for me to go back to where I belong. Don't make that face. And please rejoice that you were not me. After all, I rejoice in that fact as well. I'll live. I'll live for both of us. Thank you. Live in happiness, and someday find yourself a wonderful person. I pray that you live as a human without awakening as a witch. That you have a whole and single soul and love one person with all your strength. I hope you live that sort of life. I will. Will-san, I thank you for being an observer. You aren't the one I truly wanted to understand me, but you have saved my heart. I understand you. I don't neglect the heart. Thank you. So, now that I have a splendid observer who understands me, I want to entrust my final moments to you. Are you sure you're okay with it being me? Yes. For me, the important thing is whether the person understands me, not how well I know them. Leon is the happy alternate universe of Beatrice we know. Wait, what? Leon and what? The one I wanted to understand didn't. A person I don't know did understand. There's nothing sad about it. On the contrary, I'm grateful for this miracle. A person was able to understand even though he has no relation to me. You are a good observer, and the only one who has managed to understand me. That connection is strong enough. Understood. I offer my heart to you, nameless and wonderful observer. Me? Leon, stand back. Huh? What's going to happen? In the mystery genre, there can be no death unless the detective performs the last rites. Will just stopping your heart be enough? When you mourn the dearly departed, do you put just their heart into the coffin? Got it. That which was born from Earth will return to Earth. I'll return all of you to the Earth. Earth to Earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, hair to hair, illusions to illusions, and dreams to dreams. Right. Then let us begin. This is my burial. Whenever you're ready, let us start. This is almost like the end of my last game. Light gathered at Will's back, and a sword materialized there. Slowly, he drew it out. Its pitch-black tip, which could neatly slice apart truth from fiction, swung once, leaving a black trail, and then again, leaving a white trail. I'll cut the truth out from the fiction! Come! Following Will's lead, a similar sword appeared in Claire's hand. Its tip glinted silver, the opposite of Will's. First game, first twilight, 6 corpses in the gardening shed. Wait, what the fuck are we doing? Illusions to illusions. The corpses that cannot return to Earth returns to illusions. Fuck does that mean? Will's pitch black slash cut across Claire's body at an angle. The blade passed through her like she was water, but its tip sent golden flower petals scattering. First game, second twilight. 2 corpses are close in a closed room protected by a chain. Greg was also there. Illusions to illusions. A chain of illusions can only trap illusions. The razor-thin black blur sent golden flower petals scattering again. First game, fourth twilight. The old head from the closed room study, confined in a scorching furnace. Illusions to illusions. Let the man of illusions go to where he belongs. First game, fifth twilight. Last moments of the sacrificed boy with a stake in his chest. Illusions to illusions. The witch in the stake. And stake of illusions can pierce naught but illusions. First game, 6th, 7th, and 8th twilights. 3 corpses lying in the closed room of the singing girl. Illusions to illusions. Illusions of the blind girl's song. Illusion of a closed room. Ketchup all over the shop. Well done. Yes, you really are splendid. That was a risky game from the very start. What if the guy really wanted to see that dead face anyway and just stepped inside? That's what it means to abandon oneself to fate. So what if George wanted to see Shannon? That's what your roulette is, isn't it? Let us continue. Second game, first Twilight. The six with their stomachs split in the closed room chapel. Why would Hideyoshi just go along with that? Illusion to illusions. The gold truth locks, the lock of illusions. What? Second game, second Twilight. The two who are close cannot even be close as corpses. Illusions to illusions. Illusions who have fulfilled their role do not leave even a corpse behind. Second game, fourth, fifth, and sixth Twilights. In Natsui's closed room, none are left alive. Earth to earth. No one would dispute that a coffin is a closed room. So she killed herself. Okay. Second game, seventh and eighth Twilights. The two sliced to death by the red-eyed illusion. Earth to earth, illusion to illusions. No illusion can create a corpse. Okay, I'm gonna have to read these again later. Every time the blade passed through Claire's body, golden flower petals flew everywhere. The petals covering her heart were being torn away bit by bit. The illusion of the witch was breaking down and becoming flower petals. Third game, first Twilight. Six corpses connected by the linked closed rooms. Illusion to illusions. In a closed room ring, the end and the beginning overlap. Yep. Congrats, Jelly, you were right. Third game, second Twilight. The corpses of mother and child lay together in the rose garden. Earth to earth. No falsehoods in their final moments as told. So Ava just killed them. Third game, fourth, fifth, and sixth Twilights. Three corpses lying in the mansion. Earth to earth. No falsehoods in the final moments as told. So Ava just killed them. Okay. Third game, seventh and eighth Twilights. The corpses of husband and wife lay exposed under the arbor. Earth to earth. Wait, does that mean it's the same Ava that was at the end of episode 3 when that met Angie? Or was that like actual Ava? Is that like, at first I thought that was a continuity that was born just after episode 3, but then the more it went on, the more I thought that maybe that's the real true future, and no one really knows what happened, and in the real true future, it just so happens that Ava was the one that survived, and episode 3 is just there to just, like, make it confusing for fun. Because if it actually is the continuing from episode 3, then Ava is a murderer, but if it's not, then it's something else. Earth to earth, the obvious culprit wields a mutable blade. Shit, what are we talking about? Fuck. The corpses of husband and wife lay exposed under the arbor. Mutable blade. Fourth game, first Twilight. A massacring storm sweeps through the dining hall. Illusions to illusions. Tales woven by the gold truth return to illusions. They weren't dead? They weren't killed? That scene just never happened at all? Fourth game, second Twilight. The two youths face a trial and pass away together. Illusion to illusions. Tales woven by the gold truth return to illusions. So my read on that is basically everything we're shown was complete. Like, they're not even dead. That's not even how it happens. Like, they were killed in a different way afterwards or something like that. I don't know. Fourth game, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth Twilights. None of the runaways are left alive. Earth to earth, illusions to illusions, silent corpses adorned by fiction. What does that mean? Fourth game, ninth twilight, and none shall be left alive. Earth to earth, illusions to illusions. When fiction is shut up inside a cat box, it becomes truth. So they weren't dead? They were just pretending? Okay. So I really like that this is giving you answers without giving them to you directly. You have to go back and think about it. It's like really strong hints for each one that you have to interpret in a way. I really like it. It's also thematically appropriate. But I am absolutely in this moment not going to pretend that I understood even half of what this motherfucker just said. Okay? Call me stupid if you want. I need to go through, and I have to go through it again. Like, some of them I did understand. The other ones I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Okay? Like, yeah. Over and over again, Claire's body was sliced by a pitch black sword. It's pretty good though. As proof, the chapel was now filled with golden flower petals, which danced around like gold snow. It's beautiful. Who wouldn't want the last moments to be like that? The gold snow was like confetti at the finale of the show. Kangaroo court! Sorry. The curtains were finally falling on the stage that was her. Then, one final question. Sure. Oh, we're not doing episodes 5 and 6? Coward. Claire slowly raised her hands. The sword she held became golden rose petals and melted away. What a cool shot. She stood there, arms wide, waiting for the final strike. Who am I? Illusions to illusions. The promised reaper lowers the curtains on the tale regardless of the witch's will. The pitch black blade that will swung high cut down Claire's form. At the same time, she was blown away by a gust of wind. Her human form crumpled in an instant, became a storm of golden flower petals, and was torn apart. After she was blown away, a golden heart remained in midair, but it too was swallowed by the torrent of wind and broke down into flower petals. The gold torrent of wind swirled around the chapel. Then, the swirl of petals scattered out of existence and vanished. A few remaining petals danced around like snowflakes, and those final vestiges decorated the chapel beautifully. Man, remember when we found all those bodies in the shed? That was a banger scene. Such a good scene. A beam of light lit the center of the stage. There stood Claire, whose tale had ended. Then slowly, softly, she faced the audience and bowed. Applesauce spread throughout the room. The long tale she had just finished telling was being given a massive applause. It went on and on, and on and on. The stage slowly sunk into the darkness of oblivion. Behind the darkness and the curtain, Claire continued to bow in front of the unending applause and disappeared. People are born with sin and live life to obtain forgiveness from someone. Or perhaps they are born with riddles and live life searching for someone to solve them. Here, all of her riddles have been solved, leaving no lingering regrets behind. How is there an episode 8? Is it just Golden Land road trip? Just the whole gang? Just they go to Egypt? Just nonstop like, hey, everyone's happy now. What's episode 8? People are riddles. They want someone else to solve their riddle. Fuck off. They live life wanting someone to solve the riddle that they are, the most difficult riddle in the world. They want someone to look at the riddle they are, and they want that person to solve it. For her, that wish has been granted. Your soul will wander no longer. Sleep in endless peace in your cat box coffin. Though there had been so many golden flower petals flitting about like a blizzard, not a single one remained. Everything had become dust, vanishing as though there had been nothing there in the first place, and all was silent once more. Come to think of it, even the sound of rain is gone. The rain must have stopped at some point. Meeting you was her salvation. I hope so. She cursed herself in her inescapable dead-end fate and gave up. Meeting you, a happy miracle in her eyes, saved her in a way nothing else could. So don't make that face. Huh. That was a pretty tasteful ending for you. Ao Ao only told me to carry out the funeral. Well, I pretty much just called a facilitator you and let you do everything. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Clive. Thank you, Jill. In Claire's place, I want to thank you. Thanks for cutting off all the lingering regrets of a me of a different fate. If you found out in like all of the multiverse of like infinite possibilities and everything, and there were multiple versions of you like spread out, you know, forever, if you found out that you are the one that has the best life of all of them, would you feel guilty? Would you feel at all like a little bit of like, man, that sucks? I'd feel really sad. Yeah. Sad, not guilty. Not even a little bit guilty? I thought I'd see a bit more head clutching and panic from you. I understand now. I realize how happy my life has been. If fate had toyed with me and I was living in another world, I might have gotten stuck in the same dead end of fate. However, thanks to an extremely improbable bit of good luck, I live in this world. I know how much that means, how much it's worth. What's up? Why the surprised look? I thought decent witches didn't exist, but I might have to change that theory. Oh no, she's on her best behavior, Will, because someone called in a favor. You have no, don't worry, no need to change it. I only joined that kid's game to kill some time, and though I lost, I enjoyed playing. That kid died without folding up her game board. You under no circumstances have to hand it to Burncastle. I just took charge of cleaning up as thanks to her for letting me play, and because it's the loser's duty. I was sure you'd be a lot crueler than this. Crueler? I thought this would be a cruel game that neglects the heart. Yes, it was a cruel game. Though she claimed that the game was fantasy, I've brought you along and made it end as a mystery. The illusion of the witch has been spectacularly crushed, and my little bit of revenge is complete. This tale of intertwined love ends thanks to an absolute and certain willpower. Out of respect for that certain willpower, the Witch of Certainty made that kid a witch for just 2 days. Even within this limited span of 2 days, I've been able to enjoy an endless kaleidoscope. I won't be bestowing my favor, so no miracle will occur. However, even this ending is something that child wished for. I wonder which truth actually lay at the end of this endless tale. Who knows? Not being able to say that for sure is what makes it a cat box. It's up to you, the viewer! When you open the box, you get a tale where no trace of the mansion remains, and no one except Ava survives. Now that Ava has died without saying anything, all the truth is inside the cat box. Endless possibilities, all kept within a limited box. Now I think about it, maybe the whole island where she lived and died was the Golden Land. If you can call a cat box a golden land, that is. By the way, Battler has written up the most fun tale imaginable of the inside of the cat box. Are we gonna see it? You mean the book in Beatrice's coffin? Oh, fucking hell. Oh, no. Everyone is going to have boobs. Everyone. Everyone is gonna have boobs. That's right. It's the happiest possible tale for her, which he thought of himself. It was a really fun, love-filled, happy tale. I also think that tale was the most fitting one to put in her coffin. No, that's wrong. Huh? You heard Claire. You are her hope and her salvation. More than anything else, you living on in happiness will be her salvation. Right. Live happily. That's all you need to do to be that kid's miracle. Yes. I'll live happily enough for the both of us. I'm surprised you found this kid. You have to search through about 200,000 of them in that vast sea. Such trivialities are all I'm capable of. Excuse me. And now, the funeral is over. As promised, I've released the barrier. Once you leave, time will start moving again like normal. So you're done with us now. If I don't get back quickly, Diana will fucking hell start scratching the curtains. Cat, we weren't together long, but thank you for your help. So long. Be happy for the sake of the hundreds of thousands of other youths. No, fuck them. I'm gonna be miserable too. When he left the chapel, a beautiful after-rain sky stretched out above him. That sky, which was a mix of rain clouds, gaps of sunlight, and the tint of twilight, had a beauty to it that couldn't be described in words. Will slowly descended the stone stairs, stepping through puddles. Then he waved without looking back and left the chapel behind. His form and footprints gradually faded away until there was no trace left. Okay, time for me to disappear too. Goodbye, Leon. I have you to thank as well. I believe I said some fairly inconsiderate things to you. You have my apologies. You taught me something very important. What is it? No, it's nothing. It's been a century since anyone's thanked me, so I wasn't sure how to respond. Berncastel shrugged, then floated up into the air. Then she looked up at the beautiful 7 colors of light shining in through the stained glass. It spoke as though someone was looking down on her from there. Aurora! Was that enough of an answer check for you? If you still don't get it, why not gather the other observer witches and have a tea party or something? Then you can listen to their theories. I'm mean, so I won't go any further than this. There are no witches who don't think. After all, witches who don't think either die or turn to seaweed. Yes, now you can look back and have a drink while seeing how much of your theory was right. I'm tired of playing the part of the bad guy and of being a Miko. You're done with me now. Bye, Leon. And bye to you too, observer witches. Salud. Berncastel burst and disappeared. A single golden flower petal glittered. Leon picked it up. It was the only trace of a miracle that remained in this chapel. Eat it. At that time, cheery voices could suddenly be heard. It was the relatives. They came out of the waiting room one by one. So this is where you were, Leon. I was looking for you. Mom, my apologies. I was just thinking about something. Looks like the rain's finally stopped. Finally, some good weather. Everyone, let us return to the mansion. I have been told that Beatrice's funeral is over. Dad, where's the head? He'll be here in a sec. Today was pretty crazy. Playing along with Dad's little funeral show was a real pain. You shouldn't say that. It was a very important ceremony. That's right. I think it was very important for Father. I'm starving. Goda-san, think you could cook up something for us? Yes, ma'am. I'll prepare some tea at once. Where is Leon? Lend me a hand. Our family head. There you are. As Kinzo came out after the others, Leon ran up to him. You did very well today. Beatrice's funeral is now complete. Yes, and I'm sure that Beatrice's soul was saved. How could you know that? I was with Beatrice until a second ago, and I saw her leave on her journey with no regrets. That's how I know. I guarantee it. I see. If you say it, then it must be so. The relatives left the chapel one by one. Leon left too, giving Kinzo a shoulder to lean on. A beam of sunlight peeked through the clouds, looking like a staircase leading up to heaven. New trophies available in the trophies. Whoa, 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 whoa. Golden Witch has prepared a gift in commemoration for your recent sojourn. The new elements may be accessed from the title screen. Alright, so tea party. Oh! Okay, you know what? I feel like in the spirit of interpretation, and there being like, obviously there is a core of truth that is to the story about what happened, but the rest is the cat box. I think I'm done. I don't think I need to see anymore. This is probably as good of an ending as I'm gonna get to Umineko. I think anything that happens after this is gonna be is gonna spoil it and ruin it. I don't think I want to read anymore. I'm being serious. I don't think I want to continue. I don't think I need any more. I feel like I got all the answers that I wanted. I got all the answers to like what happened between Battle and Beatrice. I got all the answers that happened on the island. The only mystery is like, apparently there's an explosion. I don't know what the fuck that's all about, but like that's it. I feel like that's the only question that I don't have answered right now. So I think I'm done. Do you have any theories about what happens in the Tea Party? Probably the characters just reviewing what happened, I'm guessing. Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3 bros, it's over. I'm also pretty sure that I wasn't given permission to stream the whole entirety of the VN, so we have to stop somewhere. So this probably is the best place to stop. So yeah, Umineko, really, really good. In the spirit of episode 7, I give it a 7 out of 10. Some amazing parts, some less amazing parts. Let me digest my thoughts, and at a stream soon, I will like have something typed up maybe and prepared, and we'll go over it, and we'll see. But I really don't want to read anymore. I feel like reading anymore is just going to ruin like what we're at. I feel like I have all the closure that I need. I don't want anything opened up anymore. Thank you, Kever Clarung, for the bits. It's Jover. Tell Mouse to bomb Umi full. Anyway, who are you rating? Is anyone from the community live? Is Jelly live? Jelly channel TTV. Maybe Jelly wants to read the rest. Maybe Jelly doesn't have closure. Maybe Jelly can read the rest. Yeah. Jelly channel TV. There we go. Jelly channel TTV. Oh, by the way, how long has Jelly been live? Jelly might not have watched the end of this VOD, so he might not know what have happened. So don't go in hot with spoilers, okay? Like check with him first before you like I don't know. We'll see, okay? Jelly was here earlier, but I don't know if they caught the whole entirety of the stream. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow, and I think we're definitely going to start Final Fantasy 6 on Thursday. So if we, maybe I want to stream over the weekend, because now I can have Final Fantasy 6, today's Tuesday, right? Final Fantasy 6 on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's 5, maybe 5 long streams. Final Fantasy 6. I can get it done, and then we can start Expedition 33 next Tuesday. That sounds good to me. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry to rush out on this. This is a very, very special experience. I think Umineko is gonna like persist for a long time, but like I just want to collect thoughts before I do it. Yeah. Anyway, see you, everyone. Raid's going through. End of an era, man. End of an era. Anyone stick around? See you later. And for anyone who was only here for Umineko, I guess goodbye. Holy shit. Maybe there'll be one more stream for that. Oh no, we'll see. For the closing thoughts and like. Anyway, see you later.